And we are live. Hello and welcome to Wednesday night. We are Chaos to Calm with Candice and Siobhan. I'm not sure if you are seeing the bottom of our screen, but Alignment and Transformation Coaches. Bam, new name, new year, new approach to what we are doing. So alignment and transformation, of course, the same amazing conversations. I'm Siobhan. Of course, you see the lovely Candice. And we thought today was an excellent time to start talking about creating a manifestation mindset.
Yeah.
So what is manifestation mindset? What's a manifestation mindset,
You know
Candice?
what? It came up because like the past I don't even know how long, basically since New Year's, I
Yeah,
was really feeling blah. Like just like meh, I don't know, laying
yeah.
in bed, watch Netflix so much. I think I binge watched Cobra Kai. Okay, it's not that good, but there's something so cheesy about it. And but just I was so unmotivated. And I'm like, I don't want to feel like this. So I happened to look up manifestation. I came across a great blog that was all about Wayne Dyer. And if you don't know about Wayne Dyer, unfortunately, he's passed, but he has some amazing stuff out. And I have a couple of his books, and I love the guy. So I saw this thing about manifestation, and I needed to see that so much. So I decided I'm all about shifting your perspective. Creating a manifestation mindset is having your thoughts aligned with the action that you want to take in your life, the things that you want to have unfold. So we found the top 10. So Siobhan found her stuff and we put them together. And this is what we decided was the top 10 ways to create the life of your dreams.
And you probably haven't heard us say it yet, but something that has really come up for us is dare, dream, and
Oh,
do. And it
yeah.
just touched on what you just said with aligning your thoughts and your actions. That's dare to dream, your thoughts, and dare to do is your action. So you might
Yeah.
hear us say that a lot in the upcoming forever because we think it applies to every one of us. And this is a good time if you don't have a pen and paper, you want to jot some notes down or throw some questions into the comments. We would love to hear everything that you have to say and maybe how you're manifesting, or tell us how your goal setting is going, your intentions for this year. How is that? Because we talked about it last week. The January
Mhm.
19th is the cutoff day that apparently people start to go a little bit downhill on their motivation. So this might be the perfect time to manifest your mindset and keep you like forward momentum.
Yeah, and so what we're doing today, which we haven't done before, because we've got top 10 lists, I'll be showing each point. So if you have a pen and paper, you can jot that down. It'll be perfect. So here we go. Let's start. Number one is remove the resistance. So
What
Siobhan,
does
why don't
that
you
mean?
touch on this first? Yeah.
Yeah, so remove resistance, removing the obstacles. And resistance could be physical, tangible things, or it could be intangible. It could be your mindset, which in a lot of cases, when it comes to what's stopping us from moving forward, it is your mindset. So it's the thinking like, I can't. Get that word out of your vocab altogether. It's too hard. It's not for me. I don't deserve it. So that negative mindset, that negative space is creating lack. And that's resistance to all the things that you can have. Instead of saying I can't, you could say I don't have yet. I will, or I'm working on, I'm working towards, but I can't. You can do whatever. And even if it's that whole like shoot for the moon, even if you miss, you land among the stars, because you will still find yourself in a much better place if you're working forward as opposed to just being, man, can't do it.
So today we just had an amazing candid conversation with Marty Willette. And I don't want to say too much because you've got to tune in when we share that one. I'm really excited that we've started including other people in our conversations. But Marty talked about, the year of saying yes. And so when you're resisting, sometimes you say you want something, but then you put up all this resistance to it. And then you basically are telling the universe, maybe I really don't want it. So to remove the resistance, I think the number one thing you can do is just say yes. If you put it out there, then allow it to be, right? And don't worry about what other people are saying. You have to, that's resistance as well. And it really is about your mindset, about what you're telling yourself. So that's that one. Here's number two, get clear on what you actually want. This is huge.
I love this because you know when they say your thoughts become your words become your actions. I'm butchering that quote, your actions become who you are. Whatever version of that you subscribe to, and I apologize for anybody who's a stickler on the quotes, but do you actually know what you want? And if what you want is actually the same as what you're moving towards, because we can all say, oh, I want to be healthy. Okay, well, what are you doing? What actions are you doing that are actually in alignment with what you say you want? And it's okay if you want something but you don't want it enough to actually work on it. That's
Hmm.
okay. It's also acknowledging where you're at, but being clear on what do you actually want? What are you actually creating? Because until you really know, you can get a million different things that aren't actually in alignment with what you want at all.
Well, and sometimes we say like we want something. I want a new house. I want this and that. I want to be healthy, but what does that really mean? So this is when I encourage people to really delve underneath and think about what their why is. I'm just going to turn my light on. Well, that's bright. Here we go. Yeah, so I think it's about really looking at what's your why. And I have to quickly say that I always wanted a cottage. Okay, so I grew up with my family having a cottage out in Minden, which is in the Muskoka area, beautiful heaven, and I wanted my own cottage. But they're a lot of work and they're a lot of money. And so at first I'd be like, it's never going to happen. I'm never going to have any of this money. And then I'm like, you know what? I shifted that. I'm like, who knows? Let's me just have the dream. And then I asked myself, why do I want the cottage? Well, I want to be around nature. I want the water and the trees. And my intuition was like, girl, you live by a forest. You have four huge, like, I don't even know how old these oak trees are. They've got to be at least 100, 200 years in my yard. And we live right by the Detroit River, which isn't the, pristine lakes of Northern Ontario, but it's still beautiful. And I thought, actually, when we come to our very last point, you'll see what I'm talking about. But I realized that when I thought about what I wanted, a lot of what I wanted was actually around me right now. So, anyways, I think this is really about understanding what do you want and why. Get clear on that.
And
Okay?
shout
Oh,
out to anybody who is maybe thinking about doing our upcoming Seeing Beyond workshop, because we dive deep
mhm.
into what you want. We go through the layers of why you want what you want. So if you want a little bit more clarity on getting clear on what you want, come hang out with us on January 14th, because our workshop is going to blow your socks off. It
Yeah,
is $25. It's amazing, 2 hours of live content. That's all I'm going to say, but we do get pretty deep into discovering your why.
we do. Okay, number three, be motivated in integrity. How does it feel?
I love this because if when you get that in Candace, we have this happen all the time where we're so lit up about something, it's like you can't stop smiling. You get the tingles all over your body, or maybe you get the butterflies in your stomach because it scares the shit out of you. It makes you feel like your stomach's going to drop out of your butt because you're so like lit up or scared or nervous. It's like that is the thing that you
Yeah,
actually want. And integrity is such a perfect word in this, because a lot of times we do things that are not integral. And how does that make you feel? When you're not doing things that make you feel like the best version of yourself, and you maybe know you've been doing some dodgy things, you've kind of gone off on a path that isn't in alignment with actually what you want, it doesn't feel great. So you do have to check in with yourself and be like, how does this feel internally? How does my body respond to this? What happens when I talk about these dreams of mine? Do I get lit
right.
up, or am I like, ugh, apathetic? Like, yeah, I do. It kind of not really. So starting to tune in and being intentional with how you feel and how does it feel in your body.
Well, yeah, and even with that, like, do you feel guilt about what you want? Do you think, like, if you think about having something fancy or extravagant, do you feel guilty about that? When I think about wanting, I would say to people, I'm going to be a bajazillionaire, right? So that's not even a real word. There's no such thing as a bajazillionaire. And the reason why is the thought of actually being financially secure. And I already am. I already have a really well paying position, but maybe I wanted to create that with my business. And I felt bad about that. Like, that's making money off people. And I
Mhm.
thought, but if I was a bajillionaire, then I would be able to be more of service to other people. And that makes me feel good. What am I driven by? I'm driven by having a global impact, creating a ripple effect on humanity. And that is okay. The other thing is when you think about what you want, how does it feel to be in that? So as a teacher, sometimes kids are like, I'm going to be a professional soccer player, basketball player, football player, rapper, whatever. Can you really imagine yourself in that position? And once again, what's underneath your why? But how does it make you feel? And Siobhan, you touched on that perfectly. So get into the feeling of what you want. And once again, be motivated in integrity. Okay, I love this one.
Imagining your life. So I had to do a meditation earlier today for a work thing on vision, actually. And we went through this amazing meditation, imagining the life that we already had and our future self, which comes out in some of our meditations.
Yeah.
Again, shout out to some of our events you might want to do. But seeing your future self and seeing this life that I had and wanted as it's already happened, as I'm already living it, and breathing into like, how does it feel? So even when I do my gratitude journal, I'll say, thank you for giving me that speaking engagement. Thank you for, so I thank the universe for the things that I don't even have yet, but I'm like, I know I'm going to have them. So
Yeah.
thank you for creating this for me. And again, it gets you into that mindset that these things are happening. These things are happening. I can see it as it's already happened.
After I looked at all these manifestation mindset points, I journaled about them and I wrote 2 pages about I am statements, thinking about what I wanted. And I wrote them as I am or I will. So affirmations and intentions, because I wanted to see it and I wanted to get excited about that. And once again, declare what it is that I wanted to happen. And you have to imagine, because imagine, if everything's like this dimension, there's these alternate universes. And there's the one where you're living in misery, right? There's the one where you're living the life of your dreams. There's the one that you're in right now. And imagine if it kind of just dips in and out, right? So where do you want to be most of the time? I want to be in the life of my dreams. And sometimes the life of my dreams exists right now, right? And that if I imagine it's already happening, that's what's intended for me, that I'm going to get there a hell of a lot easier and more likely than if I'm like, that's just not for me. It's never going to happen. I mean, I grew up, my family died in a car accident. I was basically an orphan. I've had all kinds of crappy things happen. Imagine, but I look at where I'm at. So I must have had some sort of vision for me even back then. So, anyways, it's worth a try. All right, I have to just scroll down a little bit here. Number 5, give up control. What? And be
And
patient.
that one
Oh
is
my gosh.
literally the mantra for Candice and I right now is allow,
Yeah,
allow and be patient. Be patient because once you put it out there that this is what I want, it doesn't mean that you say, this is what I want. Now I'm going to sit back and I'm going to do
right,
absolutely nothing.
right,
That's when you start to take action where you can, but not trying to control how it's going to happen. Because again, the universe and whatever version of
right.
universe, divine, whatever, there's no specific name, but this whole idea that you have to let things go and say, this is what I want. And now I'm open to how it's going to happen.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to control how it's going to happen because, again, there's so many beautiful things. Just think about the people that come into your life out of absolutely nowhere that you could have never predicted, who end up
right.
helping you on a path or helping you on a journey, or you collaborate with them, or whatever the reason is that these people show up suddenly. You could have never predicted that. And if you had to try to control the action and the direction the entire time, you might have missed this amazing thing that was happening on the sideline that was never there for you to see because
Right.
you're too busy being structured and being like, no, if it doesn't happen this way. And then also, we're very impatient as people because we think like instant gratification. I want that now. I said that this is what I want. Okay, like let's make this happen. And you also have to remember that certain things, everything happens in divine timing. Things happen
Yeah.
when they're supposed to happen. Sometimes the timing feels like it's taking forever and you're annoyed with it. But again, that comes back to being in that state of gratitude and being like, okay, I'm putting it out there. I'm open to how this is going to happen, and it'll happen when it's supposed to happen. And in the meantime, all these other awesome things are coming together to make my life better.
Yeah, I agree. I when I used to teach about goals being smart, right? And then I changed it. And I was like, maybe it's not really about that. And I'm not saying don't set goals, but I'm more about setting intentions and having dreams and then allowing it to unfold, because the more you're aware and you more that you believe that you're in a partnership of co-creation with whatever, even if it's just your higher self or the potential that the good things are meant for you, then you step out of your way and you notice opportunities much more fervently, like they're just there. And there's gratitude, like you said, because when something pops up that you didn't expect, and sometimes you get sidetracked, sometimes it's not the way you thought it would be. And it's exactly the way that it's supposed to be. So get out of your way, give up control, and let yourself be patient. I actually pulled a card on that today. I did. I was like, okay, I hear
Interesting.
you. Yeah. Number 6.
Ugh. This one, checking in with your thoughts and words. So, little story. Candace and I were talking about manifestation earlier, and I said, I got a great example of how you manifest something that you do not want. There was a point in 2007 where I had this recurring lucid
Mm,
dream about getting into a car accident. I envisioned how it was going to happen. I envisioned where I was going to be. I envisioned the people that were going to show up. I envisioned everything. And on February 14th, 2007, I called my boyfriend and said, haha, see you later, unless I get in a car accident. A few hours later, sister, on my way to drop something off to him, I got in a car accident and it came out exactly the way that I had manifested it, to the details of the people that showed up, how it showed up, the events in which it happened. And after that, I was like, I am not doing this bad juju shit ever again. I'm checking in with my thoughts to make sure that the things that I am trying to create and pull into my life are exactly what I want, and nothing that keeps me like low vibration. I'm not using words that are keeping me in like a shitty alignment. I'm saying the things like, no, this is what I want. I'm not trying to pull this out. Here's another thing really quick. There's someone that my sister went to high school with. His Facebook post was, I never want to get older, hashtag forever young, died in a car accident that day.
Ew.
Pretty gross. Yeah, 24 years old. Never want to get older. Hashtag forever young. Now I'm like, I am blessed to age with grace. I am fortunate to be given the opportunity to get older. So it's very important to check your thoughts and your words.
Well, we talk about that with I Love the Me That, because if I were to be very judgmental of my body, I'm going to be 46 on Saturday. I know it doesn't really matter. I'm just like, oh, it's so weird. Like the countdown is on, and there's lots of flaws and imperfections, and yet I imagine, how does my body feel if I say things like that? So I definitely check it with my thoughts and my words. The other thing is I'm super fucking dramatic. Okay. I can go from a high to a low, and I'm not bipolar, but I'm telling you, sometimes it feels that way. And no offense to anyone who actually deals with mental health issues with that. But I definitely have very high highs and very low lows, and they can switch really quickly. And I can get into the depths of despair, and just my words can be negative. And then I'm like, fuck that shit. I got to get back on track. Let me tell you, even just since looking up this manifestation stuff, things shifted immediately, because it's the energy that you're surrounding yourself with. So check in with your thoughts and words, because they become your reality. And imagine what you're drawing to you. Oh, it's not coming up yet. Oh, it's coming up soon though, as I said, drawing to you. But the next one, number 7, is be around people who are doing what you want to do. I've been saying this forever. I
Like
say to my
attracts
students
like.
all the time, are you hanging out with the potheads? Are you hanging out with the people that are skipping school? Where the hell do you think you're going to go? Be around people who are doing what you want to do. So what
Well,
does
they
that look like for you?
say, yeah, they say you are the culmination of the 5 people that you spend the most time around with. So you do have to be mindful of what that looks like. And again, Irish
God.
people, and they're saying, my dad, when I was younger, would always be like, if you're a lion and you hang out with sheep, you become a sheep. If you're a sheep and you hang out with lions, you become a lion. And that one always stuck with me, because I was like, you know what? I want to hang out with the lions. I don't want to be the smartest person in my friend group. I actually want to be the person who's doing the least successful, so I can go, what are you guys doing? Teach me something. Show me something new. And if you don't know those people, that's okay. Get on a podcast. Jump on to a YouTube channel. There are very brilliant people giving their advice. Uh, but there
I
are
love
people
how you
smarter than
do these
us.
shameless plugs. I'm like, go for it, Siobhan.
But there are people doing smart, like I will listen to a Tony Robbins or a Jay Shetty or a Lewis Hayes. Like there's so many different things that I'll pop into, because I'm like, I want to learn from somebody else who's doing this better than I am. I don't want to be the smartest person in my friend group. I want to have people around me who inspire me, lift me up, and are doing what I want to do and who have done it successfully, because there's no point reinventing the wheel. But there is a really good option when you start to look at what other people are doing. Look at how you can learn from them. Be inspired by the people around you, and then you can be that inspiration to other people.
See, I never thought about not wanting to, I don't know, I never thought of it like that. But
Mhm.
I'm even thinking about the conversation we had today. The
Yeah.
reason why we wanted to have candid conversations with people is because we want to expand our network of people, so that we could get aligned with other leaders, other thought provoking people who wanted to create change for the betterment of people. And that's what we're doing. And I found it so enlightening. Remember, at the exact same time, we both had goosebumps, and it was like, holy shit, this is amazing.
Yeah.
So if you're around people who are caught up in their own drama, create their own drama, they're
Negative.
negative,
Yeah.
they're pitying themselves, they're blaming others. Now, you might love these people. They might live in your house, or be the friends that you've had for a very long time. And it doesn't mean ditch them. It means separate a little bit. Even if it's just in your mind, you don't need to contribute to that negative conversation. You don't need to get caught up in it, because it really will just, take from you the positive energy, and you give it away, or you just kind of lose your joy. And so you want to be very careful about that. But if you think you can't be around someone who's fucking fantastic, I'll be your friend. I'm just joking. But I'm
Plug
like,
in.
why not? I didn't even mean to say
Yeah.
that. It just kind of came out. But even to talk like that, you should have
Yeah.
seen me years ago. Years ago, I would not even say these cheesy, stupid things for fear that I'd be judged. And then I'd be like, you know what? People are judging you anyways. People, it's none of your damn business. You just keep
Yeah.
on shining, doing your thing.
Yeah,
So,
it's what
and
they say,
while,
what other people
yeah,
think of you is none of your business.
damn straight. So
Mhm.
now it will still cut me to the core and I still overanalyze it. And yeah, so, but I love them that. So this one, number 8, stop
Ooh.
focusing on the law of attraction because why, Siobhan?
Yes, because the law of attraction is a law. And again, you can say that law is horseshit. But you know what? The law of gravity is still a law, whether you believe in it.
Yep.
Hello, Marty.
Oh,
Well, well, well,
I'm glad
just
you can see
the woman
comments.
we were talking
We were
about.
just
Yeah,
talking about
we were
you.
talking about how great you were and how inspired we were by you. But the law of attraction, again, is a law. The law of gravity is a law. So, the same with the law of karma, that's a good one too. But the law of
Hmm.
attraction, stop focusing on it being this, that this idea, because sometimes people will be like, well, I created the vision board, I created the journal, and now what? Nothing happened. No, 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 no. Don't just focus on the idea of the law of attraction. You're putting it out there. You've said that this is what I want to attract. Now you can just let it go. And again, it kind of funnels into stop trying to control everything because you can't. But the law of attraction, again, you've put it out there. My ears are burning, really. Yes, they probably were, Marty. But yeah, you put it out there. So it's out there. Stop focusing on it again, because stop focusing on the outcome because it's going to be bigger and better than anything you could have anticipated. But if you're focusing on the law of attraction, it's like, oh, this didn't work, or I said this thing, or I wrote it down and nothing happened. That again is putting you in a
But
negative
you're
headspace.
missing all the other things we just said. And I
Yes.
don't know if Marty's still in here because I can't see comments, but back to what Marty said today about the year of saying yes. So what happens is, and we're not getting into it, Marty, because we got to show your thing later. It's not coming up
Oh,
yet.
good.
But it was such a profound thing because when you put something out to the universe, as we're saying, and you just believe in the law of attraction, because whether you believe it or not, it just is. And what you just need to do is when things come up that are in alignment with what you put out there, you got to say yes.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what happens is it kind of reminds me of the story about there's a flood and the guy's praying to God and God sends someone to the door. Hey, come on, we're evacuating. You want to come? He's like, no, I'm waiting for God. And there's a boat. No, he gets up on the roof. The plane comes by. No, I'm waiting for God. Then he's dead. And he's like, God, I was praying for you. God's like, damn it, I sent you. Okay, that's how my God talks. God said, man, I sent you people. I sent you a plane. I sent you everything. You just kept saying no. So here you are. And the thing is, we miss out. So what we're saying is, we're not saying that the law of attraction is not real. It is real.
Yep.
Imagine the energy that you're putting out there, what you're drawing to you, and don't be afraid because what you put out there, don't be surprised if it comes right at you.
Mhm.
All right, number 9. If you missed out on our happiness webinar yesterday, it was amazing. And what we wanted to say here is stop searching for the elusive happiness. Once
Yeah.
again, something that Marty brought up today, which was not even planned, but Marty talked about the difference between joy and happiness. Once again, not getting into it because you got to tune in to our
Mhm.
conversation with Marty. But we were talking about this just last night. When you look for happiness, it's all around you. Remember the meditation last night, Siobhan? We sent people on a journey on a fluffy cloud and we got in tune with all of our senses.
Mhm.
And we realized that happiness is in the little things that we don't, when the more we're searching for it, we're missing what's right in front of us.
Yeah. Have you seen those videos? I mean, they show it all the time of that one grandma at a concert and she's just sitting there watching the music and every other person around has got their cell
Yeah.
phone out and they're completely missing it. You never watch those videos from that concert, never in your life. You post it
No.
on your Instagram, nobody gives a shit. But stop searching for happiness. It comes down to being present. Happiness is not this elusive thing that is out there. I spent way too many years searching other countries for it, couldn't find it. Apparently, it came with me the whole time, didn't notice it. But when I stopped searching for it, when I started going, okay, again, what are the things that make me happy? Started noticing the little things. I was able to become more present. I noticed I just love to hang out with my friends and drink wine or coffee. I'm on a cleanse right now. Tea. So noticing those little things, and I'm like, these things actually make me incredibly happy. And yet here I am searching for these monumental ahas of
Yeah.
things that apparently are going to make me happy. And then a lot of times what happens is you think that this one thing is going to make you happy. So
Hmm.
you're on this gunning search for it. And then when you achieve the thing, it's empty.
Yeah.
It's
Or
empty
you're
and
on
you're
to the very next thing.
yeah, so you get there and you're like, this was so anticlimactic because I thought this was going to be the thing.
Hmm.
This time, this one thing was going to lead me there. And it's not because
No.
you have to, again, it's the process, it's the practice, it's enjoying the journey. And I hate that cliche, the journey, not the destination. But in this case, it's actually pretty true.
I heard something from a very wise person not that long ago. It's about the being and not the doing. And so if you want to, it's about embracing joy, that you are joy, and that it's around you everywhere. Just when I picked up Lucy today from daycare, there's all these little sparrows. There's kind of that terracotta roofing. And so they're all in there in the little holes, and they're sitting there chirping away. And I was like, just smiling. It's those brief moments. So pay attention to the moments when you smile. And yeah, you're going to frown. Yeah, you're going to cry. Yeah, you're going to be pissy sometimes. But I bet you there's more times of joy than misery. And if not, then check yourself and start bringing more joy into your world. Okay, so this is our last one, number 10. And this is what everyone needs to know. Know that what you have is already enough. What you have today is enough. Because imagine, I feel like the universe, whatever, is like, and my body, my home, my kids, my job, everything that I have right now is so abundantly awesome. I am so truly blessed, which goes back to gratitude. When you can appreciate the moment where you are, I actually wrote a quote about this. When we're always searching for where we want to be, we won't get there until we appreciate where we are. And that goes back to always wanting more, always searching for something. When you can be in this moment, appreciating what you have, giving gratitude to those around you, that's when the magic's going to begin to happen, in my opinion.
Yes. And Jess just said, I'm so happy to see you, ladies. I missed you last night. We are happy to have you with us here, Jess. And Marty said, who you are is enough. You are
Yes.
absolutely right. And again, that is one that has come up for both of us, the I am enough, and the idea that who you are, who you show up as, where you are in your life at this very moment is exactly where you need to be, even if it's uncomfortable. Maybe right now at this time, this is your lesson. There's something that you're supposed to take from this experience, this discomfort that's going to give you resilience in your life to get you to the next thing. But knowing that where you are and who you are and what you have is already enough. Jess says, yes, appreciate the now. By goal is 2021 is just, my goal in 2021 is just be. Absolutely. And again, that's so hard for so many of us, is to just be. And what would it feel like to just be okay with where you are? What would it feel like to just be away from your cell phone for a few hours and sit in your own company? And maybe remove some of the distractions. Maybe sit and write, sit and listen to a podcast, listen to some music, journal, paint, whatever it is that you need to do. But what is it going to be like to just be with you? And
you know what I'm going to do tomorrow?
shit.
I'm going to be doing some intuitive artwork and see what comes up. I was
Ooh.
inspired today in so many ways. And I think that, like I said, as soon as I looked this stuff up and I wrote intentions and affirmations down, everything, oh, stop it. Girl, I was going to say something to you with your silly post. They actually win. US junior hockey. Whatever, dude. Anyway,
Nobody knows what you're saying, but continue.
The hockey, I saw Marty posted she's watching hockey. It was Canada and the US, and I was hoping Canada would kick their butts. Anyways, as we wrap up, as soon as I decided to change my mindset, and it is a decision that I need to make regularly because I can get in my own way a lot, I noticed everything changed. And yes, it will go back. I'll stumble again, and then I'll get myself back on track. And so that's what we want to leave you with, which is these 10 tips. We'd love for you to share what you see as a manifestation mindset. How do you create your best life? How will you? So my word for the year, I'm still using my power word of allow, because I need to do that. I don't need to do anything, actually. I choose to do that. I'm excited to allow things to happen. I'm going to say yes more often, because this is the year, 2021 is going to be the year of expansion. That's my word. That's my power word for the year. So yeah.
And again, thank you to everybody who joined us last night for our happiness webinar. If you haven't signed up yet, on January 14th, we have our Seeing Beyond, which is a 2-hour virtual workshop, which comes with an amazing meditation written by the very talented Candice, and spoken by me, because I have sexy bedroom voice. But we have this incredible online offer. It comes with a great PDF. It is a fantastic way to connect with us, and we're trying to grow that community. So we would love to see you there. You can find that on Eventbrite. It's also on our Facebook page. We'll post it in the comments. And we would love to grow our community. So if you feel inclined, if you feel inspired, if you know somebody who else might be inspired by the things that you hear us blab about every single week, share this post. Share our page. If you are not following us, we would love to have you as part of our community, because we are growing. And 2021, the year of expansion, is the year of growth and connection. And what we want to do is create more of that. So have people from all over the world. And we've got some big things coming up this summer, big online events, big in-person things, lots of big stuff. So we want you to be a part of that and part of the journey. So thank you for being a part of tonight. And share with your friends. Tell your mom, tell your sister, tell your coworker.
All right, guys, have a good night. Take
Good
care. Bye.
night.